Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're going to finally be here with our last game of the night, which is going to be Duza Gaming versus Goomba Gaming. Here, game number 3 between these two, currently 1-on-1. See who goes through to the finals. Go up against
10 seconds
Aspera.
remaining.
I think that's how you say their name.
5
Yep,
seconds
Aspera.
remaining.
Obviously, the loser of that will go up against House of Gamers or Union Gaming. You know, two very, very good teams there. As we're basically down
Radiant team
into the
ban.
top. As we're basically down into the top 8 at the moment, and these are some very, very good teams still left in this tournament. This is Benji here, casting Erasmus TV, and
Dire team ban.
we're going to be here with these first few bans, and going to be interesting to see if there's any kind of respect bans after. Basically, they're kind of a thrashing that Duza Gaming gave in the second game. Because what we've basically seen so far is Goomba Gaming game number 1, they won a team fight. And that was basically, they won a team fight, the opposing team didn't have buyback. It was kind of close-ish before then. But they, you know, they didn't have buyback, they went off, they lost all their racks, they kind of tried to defend piecemeal, they kind of lost people even further, and then it was GG, well played. Game number 2, what we ended up seeing was Duza Gaming just completely destroyed Goomba Gaming's Spectre pick. Every single time that Spectre tried to farm, he was being ganked by the Slug, he was being ganked by Legion Commander, and that Spectre literally ended up with no items. Well, not literally, but he was the lowest farmer on the entire game. That was just destructive if you're on the side of Goomba Gaming, because even though they did kind of make it to the late game, I mean, they started winning team fights, they started making that comeback happen, they just lost so much by that point. They lost so many towers, so many sets of racks, then it was just a simple case for Duza Gaming to go through mid, take the last tier 4 standing, take the Ancient out, and say GG, well played. So now we're going to be here in the last game, and we're going to be seeing Witch Doctor plus Tidehunter on the Duza Gaming squad, and that's a very, very nice two-man combo. The Witch Doctor plus Tidehunter just, they do so much work right there, and the Ogre Magi going to get picked up with
Radiant
the Doom on the Goomba Gaming squad. Ogre Magi did actually work pretty well for Goomba Gaming the last game we saw. He was a very, very lucky two-headed dude. I don't think I saw him get less than a 3 times cast the entire game. So
10 seconds.
maybe we can see Goomba Gaming get a little bit more of that luck going on. On the opposite side, though, we do see Duza Gaming, as in that is a very, very strong combo there coming out. If you can get Tidehunter or a good Ravage with the Witch Doctor cast bouncing around, the ward doing the damage, and you don't even need the other 3 players to turn up, you just need those 2 combos to go off, and you can basically kill an entire team solo.
Dire team ban.
Goomba, they're going to ban out the slot. And frankly, the Slork makes a lot of sense right there, because we saw Duza, they've obviously got a very nice Slork picker, which is why Goomba Gaming got completely destroyed the last game. Now Duza themselves, they're going to ban out the Tinker, and the Tinker ban was because in game number 1, we saw an okay Tinker come out from Goomba Gaming. As in, I don't think the Tinker was needed to win the game, because of the rest of the team were just doing so much work, with the, especially, the Rubik just stealing ultimates left, right, and center. But at the same time, you know, Goomba Gaming, Duza saw that Tinker, and they don't want any more part of it. On the opposite side, though, we're going to be seeing the Necro banned out, and
5 seconds
makes a lot of sense, as the Necro is a very, very strong hero still. His ultimate is fantastic. He's one of those mid-game carries that never really scales off, so to say. As in his ultimate, as long as you don't ultimate a BKB'd up target, or one with a Lincoln Sphere, it can kill anyone, especially when you upgrade it with an Aghanim Scepter. And that, you know, the removal of the ability to buyback is not something that should be taken lightly. Now, either way, we do see that Duza Gaming, they're sat waiting slowly for this game to start. It's also worth noting that we have been seeing, we have seen that the stand-in for Duza, which was our king the last time, who did a very, very good job on that Slork, has been replaced with a Bash. So we're kind of seeing them go through all their stand-ins on the Duza Gaming squad. Hopefully it shouldn't take them too long, though, to pick up the last one. As we're going through those last picks, and the ban is going to finally come out from Duza. It's going to be the Radiant from the Naga, and they're going to see a Earthshaker picked up. Now, the Earthshaker, I'm wondering, Are they going to play the standard as support, or are they going to go for the carry shaker? Because carry shaker is starting to become a lot more popular. He's very, very good early. He's very, very good in team fights. And it doesn't take until around about 40 minutes in which he starts to scale off. And even then, 400% physical damage is always something that will be very, very good. As in, Fissure never really scales off. Enchant Totem doesn't really scale off, so to say.
10 seconds remaining.
Which means you often see Earthshakers, if they get off to a good start, they do snowball out of control. And in a way, the Earthshaker carry, if they decide to go that route, obviously, as in that is not set in stone at the moment. But whether they decide to go for that route or not, the Earthshaker carry can definitely fill the spot of a slot. On the opposite side, though, we do see the Rubik picked up, and that just makes sense. As in, Rubik is possibly the greatest counter to Earthshaker, and there's a Tident on the same team as well, because the Rubik, you have to remember that his stuns, he doesn't have the delay cast time that comes with all these abilities, which is why it's so good against Leshrac as well, as you just simply steal his stun, and it's effectively a click and point play, click and point ability. And the same is with Fissure. It's an instant ability if you're with Rubik. There's none of that delay time, none of that having to do skill or stuff. You just simply steal it, and then it's really hard to come back from. Meanwhile, we are going to be seeing the Razor picked up by Duza Gaming. We have seen a Razor already once in this best of 3 series, as he did end up going against, he was actually picked up by Goomba. The Razor was the one I feel who did the most damage in that game number 1 for Goomba Gaming. As in, he got a huge amount of farm, just came in, got a huge amount of kills, and in the end, his pushing potential with his ultimate just meant that they could take down the racks so quickly after winning that team fight.
Reserve time.
Still, Goomba Gaming, they still require one more pick, and I feel they don't need any more stunner control. They've got the Ogre Magi, they've got the Doom, they've got the Rubik. It is, however, going to be a little bit difficult in terms of taking team fights. I feel that they've got to be very aggressive early on with the way things are going, because Duza Gaming, they're going to have the team fight advantage, and the Silencer are going to get picked up, so that...
team ban.
That might be a Silencer mid coming out. Silencer mid does work okay against an Earthshaker, as in Silencer is a very, very annoying hero to play against, regardless of what position you're in, just simply because that mana drain, plus the silence and a huge amount of damage you can nuke out.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm sure everyone here has played against the Silencer at some point in their Dota 2 career, and then wanted to go kill the Silencer for being super duper annoying. But obviously, he's actually a really good pick here as well, because annoyingness aside, his ultimate does kind of stop what Duza Gaming are trying to do. As long as he isn't the one getting picked off, and Goomba Gaming aren't put into a situation where they need the Silencer to be forwards to output the damage, then Goomba Gaming does have to some extent a counter to what Duza Gaming are attempting. Now we are going to see the last few bans coming out from the Goomba Gaming and Duza Gaming squads, being the Troll and the Medusa getting removed from the squad, with the Phantom Assassin getting thrown out for Duza. And it's going to be interesting to see, is this going to be a mid Phantom Assassin, or is this going to be a mid Razor? Because right now, Earthshaker is basically going support, as we're not going to be seeing a carry shaker anytime soon with this kind of lineup. Meaning that we're going to have the Tident to the off lane, Wishdog to Earthshaker roaming support, which is still a very good duo, regardless of my stuff talking about the carry shaker. Support Earthshaker is also pretty good, as in Earthshaker is just a good hero in general.
5 seconds remaining.
With either the Razor or Phantom Assassin being on the mid and the carry roles respectively.
Reserve time.
On the opposite side, on the Goomba side, we do have Doom probably going to go in the off lane, Ogre Magi and Rubik support, Silencer maybe mid, maybe carry, all depends on what they want to pick up, as in the Silencer does do not the greatest against Phantom Assassin. I guess okay, although Phantom Assassin does have that spammable dagger ability to cancel the mana drain. With Goomba, they're down to the last 40 seconds to pick who is going to join our 9 to make 10 heroes in total. And at this moment, I would like to see maybe a little bit more early game damage coming out. They've kind of got the Ogre Magi, but before level 6, he doesn't really do much. Rubik before level 6 himself doesn't do much. Doom needs his level 6. I'd like to see something that can kind of smooth things out in the early game. I hate to say a Slork, but, you know, a Slork if he wasn't banned out by Goomba Gaming themselves. And they are down to 11 seconds, so they get us a
10
pick pretty quickly.
seconds remaining.
Hopefully discussing, hopefully they got something in their mind, because it would suck if they random.
5 seconds remaining.
And we are going to see an Alchemist picked up, so this is an interesting new pick, as something interesting is that Alchemist did get buffed in the last patch. As if we have a quick look at what happened to him, eventually, as I've got it open in the secondary tab so I can appear knowledgeable and stuff. As in, basically, Grievel's Greed got buffed immensely. The bonus base gold got increased from 4 to 10 to 6 to 12, so a 2 gold buff for each, for the base gold of Grievel's Greed. The leveling kind of flattened out, meaning you didn't have to get huge amounts of levels in Grievel's Greed for it to really work. The max bonus stack kind of levels up a little bit, but
10 seconds remaining.
this was a pretty nice buff
5
onto
seconds
the
remaining.
Grievel's Greed, making it a lot better at the lower levels. Meaning that maybe Alchemist, if you can get fast Midas, can just simply go for huge amounts of items and, counter that Doom and his huge amounts of items. In the meanwhile, though, we are going to be having the first pause of the game. I think this is no, this is the second game of the pause. Huh. I think I'll see if we can work it out so this moves simply, but at the moment, I do think that Duza has the team fight advantage, but if they don't initiate onto... if they don't take out the silencer quickly, they could easily see themselves getting turned around upon. Having said that, they do always have the Tidehunter as an ace in their sleeve, so to say. The Tidehunter doesn't need to be the one to initiate, they've got an Earthshaker. If the Earthshaker gets a fast Blink Dagger, can initiate himself, then the Tidehunter can just sit back, wait until the silencer's over, then kind of reinitiate with his own Ravage. In the meantime, on this opposite side, we do see a lot of potential for single-target ganks. As in, you've got the Ogre Magi, Rubik, Alchemist, and definitely Doom. They're all very single-target focused heroes. Very good ones at that, and if they can gank Duza before they can start coming together as 5, then maybe they can do a good job right here. I do prefer Duza's lineup because it's a little bit more consistent for... a little bit more consistent, but at the same time, I'd say either team could very easily win this with a slight favour for Duza right now. And with the way that the last match went, you do have to think, is Duza the favourite to win this? It's just simply a case of Duza, they lost the first game due to making a bad team fight decision. They won the second game by dominating their opponents, and they could have very easily won the first game as well, and we wouldn't be talking here in game number 3. As we are going to be waiting for this pause to finish. Eventually, hopefully, Duza doesn't have to go like remake and get a new stand-in and stuff, because we have been having a few disconnection issues and people locking themselves out of the house and all that kind of fun stuff you end up getting in various games of Dota. As in, I guess you can't have a competitive game of Dota without it being at least one pause. As I will say, it just kind of suck a little bit at this moment for there to be a pause, just because simply, it's the beginning of the game. There's very little to talk about in terms of what these teams are doing right now. Like, look at that positioning coming out from Duza Gaming. It's GG, well played. Not really. So instead I get to wander around with the camera. Because yes, I know console commands. Look at me, I'm special. Hopefully Duza Gaming will manage to get back into this game pretty quickly, as obviously it's probably getting a little late for people in various places in the world right now, as in, I do know in Europe it's around about 10 o'clock-ish, and it's only a Thursday night. Still only one more day until the last Friday of Christmas, and hopefully hope many of you are having a very, very happy holidays, and or Hanukkah, or Christmas, or Hail to Satan the Santa Lord, or whatever you decide to celebrate this Christmas. And I really do have to wonder what this looks like in Dota 2 TV. People following my camera. But either way, enough silliness. Enough talking about Satan the Santa Lord. As we are going to be here with Duza going up against Goomba Gaming, game number 3. No more pauses, no more finishers. Finally, until we find out who wins this to death, we are going to be having Tidehunter here, played by Maiden. We're going to be having Earthshaker played by Abash, standing in for who used to be Arking, playing the slot last game. We've got Smiley with a 1 on the Witch Doctor. Phantom Assassin going to be played by Iceberg. And last but not least, we've got Limbo on that Razor. On the opposite side, we are going to be having, on the Goomba Gaming squad, currently also 1-1 up, trying to come back after losing the last game. We do have Gasher playing the Ogre Magi, picking up his fast boots first. Got the Alchemist being played by RMN. Doom going to be played by Chill, with his looking awesome like Doom always does. We've got the Silencer being played by Exist. And last but not least, we've got the Rubik being played by EDE. And this is really what I'm looking forward to, because EDE just played an amazing game the last time we saw my Rubik. So can he do the same again? I don't know, because I'm not psychic. Meanwhile, Gasher could be in a huge amount of trouble right now. He's a little bit low on health. He's being a little bit aggressive. And, ooh, EDE might get caught out right now. But luckily, it wasn't the stunners who were in front right there, meaning that EDE will be able to get away with that, and that is going to be...
The battle begins.
Nothing for nothing.
Is a great conductor.
So, again, although Goomba does manage to pick up a nice the rune there, right there. In fact, that means that Doom's basically going to have his level 2 almost instantly. He's going to pick up his Devour, just devour on the creeps in the jungle, and basically have his level 2 already. Having said that, it is going to be a 1 versus 1 lane coming out here. It's basically going to be tri-lane versus tri-lane down here in the bottom, and this is going to be a bit interesting, as both these two teams have a lot of potential to be able to get damage out. As in fact, it doesn't look like it's going to be an Alchemist mid. Wasn't going to be expecting that. Thought you were going to be playing more the carry role, but at the same time, we did used to see Alchemist mid a little bit back when he was pretty popular, though mostly on that support role instead, just because of how good he was on that support role. And that does mean Alchemist is going to be going 1 versus 1 against the Phantom Assassin, which I do consider to be in Alchemist's favour, just because of Alchemist's damage is all magical. He's got that acid spray to be super duper annoying. And in terms of this tri-lane is all going to come down to who makes the first positional mistake. Both these two teams have the ability to kill someone very, very quickly. Sansa probably has a little bit more harassment ability in this tri-lane, but at the same time, you know, this is basically anyone's tri-lane to win. And meanwhile, in this top lane, probably slightly favoured for a Tidehunter, but at the same time, even though it's slightly favoured for Tidehunter, I do consider Doom should have a pretty good time being able to devour, you know, all these lovely additional abilities. As we're going to be seeing a possible rotation here coming out from Abash. And they get a nice stun off. So that's really what they're looking for right now, as Abash might catch Gasher. In fact, we do see the silence coming out already. Abash gonna take a huge nuke. He's going to be more than fine, though. But it is going to be a little bit annoying, as already the harassment on the tier 1 tower going to get started. Not really very much that they can do, though, because they just don't have a lot of right-click damage at this point in the game.
That should help.
Either way, EDE just keeping control of the wars, going to pick himself up another bounty rune. Some nice stuff there for him. So we do see possible initiation coming out. We do see the... No, it's not going to be. They do get the harassment off using that Ignite. Ignite is very, very good in terms of damage, even at only level 1. But at the same time, just going to be able to get away, and this is going to be, well, still a very, very tentative first round. In the meanwhile, we do see Alchemist beating the PA. Well, actually, no. Not beating the PA. In fact, mostly equal between the two. Although, because he's got a... Well, not getting a level of Griever's Greed, in fact, it does mean that that matchup is entirely equal, so... Yeah. Entirely equal, fun stuff. In the meanwhile, in this top lane, we do see that Doom is Again, mostly equal with the tide, so the only real difference right now is we are going to be seeing the Ogre Magi having all his damage drained away. Can they get the damage? We see the huge amount of monitoring coming out from Exist. Exist desperately trying to away, gonna go pop off the tree. And can they get the turnaround? Looks like not, so still everyone stays alive. In fact, the only real difference between these two lanes is that Razor's having a pretty good time farming compared to the Silencer. Having said that, that may go down a little bit once the... once they be able to cover the Street Wave as well. Do you see Smiley made a bunch of trouble? We see Abashi, he's getting on his mana drain. He's also going to get stunned up. He doesn't have one. And that is going to be the first blow coming out onto the Witch Doctor. And right now they may be going for even one more. Although Exist is in a little bit of trouble right now. He kind of gets blocked by his own teammates. And Rubik trying to pro play. Going to try and kill himself using those 8 neutrals. Will it be enough? No, it won't be. Earthshaker gets that kill.
That was no shock.
And that is going to be a 1-for-1 trade right there. But the first blow is going towards Goomba. So nice start for them. Getting a little bit of a gold advantage. Especially on that Silencer. Who's a hero, if you want to carry, does need his farm. As in, so many people in pubs play him as a support hero just because, you know, he's an intelligence hero. That must mean support or something.
You are looking good.
Thanks.
As the Ogre Magi even managed to pick himself up a nice little regen rune. By being able to come right back into the fray, and Gasha kind of just being harassing and annoying. As Doom is going to pick himself up his phase boots, as both these two sides are just getting huge amounts of gold very, very quickly. As they Doom is going to have the advantage here because the Devour, just giving him that additional boost. Probably going to hit level, yep, he has hit level 6 first. So, Tide Hunter now has to be slightly careful. As this is actually surprisingly simple early game, considering how aggressive all these heroes are. Both these two teams just playing very, very defensive and just waiting for the others to make a mistake. In the meanwhile, we do see this PA is starting to beat this Alchemist a little bit, as the Alchemist not going for a single level in Grievel's Greed. But at the same time, it's still pretty much close enough that it doesn't matter. As in, the goal right now is around about 300 in favour of Goomba, thanks to that additional kill.
Pathetic.
Now, while this is happening, we are seeing some nice lane control here coming out for Goomba, although this is going to push out in a few more moments, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do here, whether they start going to try and go for some tower damage or some ganks, now that this creep wave is pushed towards the enemy. Well, right now, not quite so much as... We do see a Bash, he's kind of hidden in the background. The stun is going to be good. Gash is definitely going to go down right now. The PA coming in to help, but I don't even think he needs to. Phantom Assassin picking up a nice kill there. Very good rotation by him, and he's even going to be able to pick himself up an Illusion Rune using that bottle. But that's going to be the first real gank coming out that from either side that was in their favour. Very nice stuff there coming out from Duza. And meanwhile, we do see Phantom Assassin going to pick up another kill right here, but is going to get stunned up. He could be in a bunch of trouble right now, desperately trying to get out, but the tower hits. Blur not going to help against that, only level 1, so he needs the most luckiest of dodges right there. So that's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. A carry for a carry, probably slightly in favour of PA. Just because of the huge amount of stuff you can do. Or just because of the PA was the one who picked up that kill, compared to... the Ogre Magi. And meanwhile, we do see Sansa kind of being forced back a little bit, thanks to those, basically the enemy hero. Basically, the fact that support's on there, we do see very nice stun. Exist is not going to exist very much longer. One more right click, Witch Doctor picks up that kill. Maybe didn't mean to give it to him, but just making sure they actually had that kill and, you know, didn't get caught out. But either way, Rubik just kind of going to sit here, try and get his level 6 ASAP. Getting this solo experience just for a little bit. In the meanwhile, up here on the top, we do see Doom did get popped out onto the Phantom Assassin, but nothing came of it. As the Alchemist just kind of rotated forward, but he might find the PA right now. He's going to look for a stun. Can he get a good stun off? It's going to be around about 2 seconds in. But not going to find it. And Titan Toe, well, he's actually a little bit of trouble right now, as he is going to be no stun going to come out from the Doom.
Tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And either way, though, we do see the Witch Doctor did pick himself up a nice invisibility rune. It's really all been on this bottom lane where all the action's been happening. And obviously, if we're talking into the mid-game, considering if it stays roughly equal, which it basically is right now, as in 250 gold just isn't equal enough, I do consider Duza to be the favourites in the mid-game, so to say. As in late game, I'd probably give it to the Doom once he's got his Aghanim Scepter and his Refresher. Just basically remove both Phantom Assassin and PA from the game, but before then, Duza definitely have a strong mid-game, mid to late game lineup with the PA, with the Razor, with that Alchemist. As we see, Doom is going to have his Doom up in a few more moments. And Tidehunter also picked up his level 6. Has nowhere near his Blink Dagger yet. Probably going to have it around about the 13-15 minute mark. If he can't farming like this, we see the ultimate's going to get popped out. The PA going if the right clicks, but the stun coming out from Chill. Can they get the turnaround? PA maybe in a whole bunch of trouble right now. Desperate trying to run away. Going to get the dagger out onto Exist, and Exist going to get forced back. But in the meanwhile, we do see Maiden trying to go huge right now. The Anchor Smash is going to be enough, though, to save him. And, well, right now we are going to be seeing that Goomba, they want to go for... they want to get taken out right now, as we do see Duza trying to get away. Or at least try and take out Chill. Exist, just being enough. The Doom comes out and Bandit. So does the Silence. Probably didn't need the Silence right there. And we just saw that Duza kind of dove too far. They did force the rotations out, but at the same time, picking up that PA is a very, very nice move. In the meanwhile, we are probably going to be seeing this tier 1 tower going down. There's no real stance for them to be able to defend it with. So that is going to be the fortification popped. Although Abash may be in a bunch of trouble. Might get nuked down right there. The Ignite is doing the damage, but maybe not going to be enough. EDE is going to go down, and the Razor's looking for more. They're trying to follow off onto this Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi desperate trying to run away.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Not going to be able to find it, though.
Top tower is under attack.
And this tower is going to go down pretty easily. Razor picking up that extra cash. It's going to be interesting to see how this Razor picks up his items, because often you see a fast mech, often you see a fast BKB or Aghanim Scepter.
Middle tower is under attack.
And talking about fast things, well, we do see that Maiden may be turning this around right now. He doesn't have Ravage for any more moment, and the Alchemist just doing the damage right now. The Silencer may be enough to take him out. Yes, it will be. An Alchemist. He's got his stun. Gonna have to throw it out. Iceberg getting stunned up for a little bit, but at the same time, it is only a level 3 stun, and not going to do that much damage. In fact, it looks like PA wants to go in right now. He's kind of sat here and waiting. And the stun is going to come out in a few moments, maybe a little bit late, but at the same time, it's going to be slowing him right there. In the meanwhile, the rest of the sports is still here. The telekinesis is perfect. The Silence doing huge amounts of damage, and this may be a kill onto the Earthshaker. Yes, it will be. 2 kills there coming out for the Silencer. The stun coming out to Iceberg. This is a terrible mistake coming out for Duza. They'll go down. That is going to be 7-5 right there. 3 for nothing coming out for Goomba. And that was a mixture of a bait and a silly mistake by Duza. As in, it was a bait by the fact that we kind of saw the sports move away from their carry, but stay in the same area as if to try and hope they would go initiate onto the Alchemist. On the other hand, though, Duza should have known. Duza should have known that the supports had no way to get away from the opposing team that fast. As we are going to be seeing, Doom does have his Doom, so they could go if they want to kill this Ravage, but at the same time, is going to all that mana is going to be used on the just sitting on that Scorched Earth. Meanwhile, there are 3 heroes staying here. We do see a Bash. 2 supports trying to get that stun off. Can they kill Chill? He's gonna get caught out right now. The Echo Slam. Can they get the fissure off? We see a very nice block coming out from Smiley. Meanwhile, Rubik going to be going off against the Tidehunter. Very nice onto Chill. Can he get taken out? The Silence is going to be good enough for a little while. no enchant totem with that silence, and the silence are going to be able to save the Doom. Very, very good stuff there coming out for Goomba. But they did get a very, very important pop-off. It looks like right now Doom's going to be saving towards his Blink Dagger from what I can tell. He's got his very fast Midas, got his Devour, he's just starting to jump ahead in terms of net worth. They're already the highest farmer in the game, by around about 500 gold compared to the free farming Razor on the opposite side.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Very, very good stuff for them, as we do see the Razor actually picked up a
Radiant
Crumbs of
structures
Endurance
are
for
fortified.
first. And looks like they're going to be trying to go for some tier 1 towers. The fortification did get popped a baby a
Radiant's top
tad too
tower
early.
is under attack.
But this, well, they're just going to run up and doom him. Or not. He's going to get the Devour off. Going to be able to get away. That's now 7 to 5. In the meanwhile, we do see Okamagi has hit level 6, as he hit it quite a while ago. That means he's going to be in the Orange Jesus stage of the Okamagi, so to say. Although there may be a bit of a gank coming in right now, as we see they're coming in from behind. The smoke gank. They do have a Blink Dagger on the Tide Hunter as well, meaning they can leap in on top of him. Although it looks like they're going to be leaving the little support alone. Instead, Duza's going to be grouping up, and Doom might run right into this. Can he get the blink? Gets the Ravage, hits all three, but the stun. Ooh, he only gets Anchor Smash. Rubik trying to go huge, but the fact that the Ravage was the one who caught him out just meant that that wasn't going to be a kill. As we do see that Alchemist will get away safely thanks to that Fissure, and to some extent that Fissure blocking off one of them, but saving the other two. So that's going to be a mostly good kills. They did get a Doom, but it did take a Ravage to take it out. So there is going to be a small period of time, around about 120 seconds after the Doom comes up, for the Goomba Gaming side to make a small comeback and start doing things. Meanwhile, the tier 1 tower starting taking a little bit of damage. We do see that Razor's going for his Aghanims first, so it looks like they're going to start pushing down, want to go for push Razor pretty quickly. Not quite sure how far away he is from picking that up right now. Don't think he's got anything in his stash. And meanwhile, we do see Goomba Gaming. They're starting to try and defend their tier 1 as well. They know they've got the advantage in terms of... we see a minus on the Sansa right there. It looks like they're going to be trying to hedge their bets to the late game by just getting minuses on everybody. Apart from Alchemist, who basically has a minus already. And meanwhile, we do see the Doom going out onto Maiden, but that might be a bit of a waste, as we do see that Razor just draining all his damage. The stun going out into Chill. Chill might be in a huge amount of trouble right now. The ultimate coming out from the Witch Doctor. Can EDE get anything big? Did he get the award right there? Yes, he did. Lovely stuff coming out from Rubik. Sadly, Doom did end up going down and wasting his ultimate. But at the same time, that ultimate can come in handy. If you can get a nice ward off. Everybody's seen that in the past.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
In the meanwhile, the tier 1 tower in the middle is going to end up going down to
fortified.
RMN and Gasha. Here, the TPs are coming in. Can they stop this from going down? The Stomp is going to come out. A Bash getting bashed down. This Alchemist was pretty tanky with his Chemical
Dire's
Rage.
middle tower has been denied.
Who said drugs aren't good for you? In the meanwhile, Rubik, he still has his ward, still has that ganking ability. As in, if you can get that ward off in its full duration, it does a whole bunch of damage, 60 damage per hit. And that's a stupid amount of time. But all he needs is one person to get the stun off or the slow, and that will be a dead for whoever they go for with that ability. In the meanwhile, we do see Okamagi doesn't really have a mono, although he will have a soul, does have his soul ring, so it should be good enough for him. Razor may be in a bit of trouble right now, as he's kind of making his way forwards, and very, very aggressive play. Very sure of himself, even though they don't really have any wards in the area. We do see there's an Alchemist. Not really going to be interested in taking him out, though. He has got 1 level in Grievel's Greed, so going to be expanding on his farm quite considerably. Although it doesn't have his Midas. Often you see, if you're going for pure
Radiant's top
farming
tower is under
Alchemist,
attack.
you simply go for Midas. Or at least that's how you used to. Because obviously it's been a while since Midas has been playing a competitive game. Alchemist kind of fell out of position after he got that nerf to his nighttime vision. As we do see Maiden, probably didn't need that Doom right there. That was overkill and a half.
The furnace with your corpse.
But either way, that is going to be a nice goal coming out for the Doom. And 7 to 9, if we have a quick look at the gold, You see it's kind of swung back in favor of Goomba. 2k gold lead, 17 minutes in, not too shabby, but at the same time, it's not unbeatable or amazing either. You do see Razor, he's managed to pick up one piece of his Aghanim Scepter, so he's around about 2 more pieces left behind. About 1,200 gold away. While this is happening, we do see that possible gank attempt coming out. It looks like Chill is deciding to go for Aura Doom rather than Initiation Doom. Yes, that does make sense to some extent, as they're going to be trying to counter-initiate rather than actual initiate with the amount of initiation Duza has. But at the same time, I know, I do like the Blink Dagger on the Doom. You can play a Doom in a lot of different ways. You can go for Aura Doom, you know, pick up like a Vanguard. I mean, Vladimir's Offering, then into Assault Cuirass, maybe get an Aghanims at some point. It looks like that's the next item he's going for, an Aghanims. To get that additional health, get that additional utility that Doom gives you. As Doom is a very nice ability with the Aghanims, as it counters literally everybody, as it means that all passives are disabled, including from items. In the meanwhile, both these two teams kind of chilling a little bit. Although the Alchemist looks like they want to go onto him. Kind of sat here a little bit aggressively. Going to be getting that additional farm. He's going to rotate back. And do they have any smokes on these supports right now? Doesn't look like it. On the opposite side, though, we're kind of seeing both these two teams kind of grouping up for a team fight, and I feel that a team fight is definitely in favour of Duza at the moment, just because they've got the Earth Shaker, they've got the Tide Hunter, they've got the Razor, they've got the Tide Hunter. As you see right now, RMN maybe in a feel much trouble. He doesn't have his Chemical Rage up for another 7 seconds. The Ravage comes out, hits 2. Can he get the... yes, he does. He picks up the Ravage himself. Huge play there coming out from EDE. The Doom goes out on the Razor, and there's now everybody on Duza is now in full retreat. The Alchemist does buy back right there, a Maiden desperately trying to get away. He has reduced the damage using that Echo Slam. Not Echo Slam, we do see that. In fact, we see the ultimate coming out from Smiley. Absolutely huge there coming out from him. Going in a 1 versus 2 at the same time. Sadly, he does eventually get silenced up by that Silencer. But meanwhile, PA coming in to try and clean up. Silencer picks up a kill down to the Witch Doctor. But now Rubik coming in to help. And Bandit maybe in a little bit of trouble. We do see the Totem gets picked up by the Rubik, and PA is going absolutely huge right now, but the stuns are coming, and that's going to finish off her.
Dark road I go.
Didn't actually have any kind of spray, thought she did. But that is going to be a 4 for 2 right there. If we have a quick look at that fight recap, they'll make that a 5 for 2. Even the Razor ended up going down, and that's absolutely huge there for Goomba. And once again, sadly, even though we end up going down, EDH just really doing the damage.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, EDE really doing damage right now on the Rubik. Again, we saw it in the first game as he played an amazing Rubik, and this time he stole the Ravage, hit it at the right time, turned around what was looking like to be a terrible team fight. As the Bash is going to be super duper annoying and Chill. In fact, Chill is going to kind of be forced to rotate around, but he should be fine with his Lifesteal plus Scorched Earth. He's going to wait until that fish disappears. Are they going to try and go for anything in return? Well, not with the Alchemist going to be taking some unstable concoction to the face for no apparent reason. And we are going to be seeing possible initiation coming out from Duza, as Duza going to blink forward. Going to find 2 players though. But the stun's going to be perfect on RMN. Can they get the block? Doesn't look like they want to go for it though, or that the Chemical Rage does run out. Around about 12-second period where they can go initiate in, but it's not going to end up happening. Now, I have to wonder what right now is Alchemist going for. He's got 3.4k gold, hasn't upgraded his boots. And what do you go for in this kind of situation if you're an Alchemist? Obviously, people who remember in Dota 1, Alchemists actually used to be able to get Radiance at some point. And the idea was you just simply farmed up with that Grieval's Greed and just got huge amounts of gold with the Radiance. And that's a very, very old school build though. Like, way before Dota 2 became popular. It was a different time back then. The graphics were terrible. Now, talking about items, we do see the Phantom Assassin. He's going to be going in on RMN, looking for those crits. The mech is going to get popped out. So does the Unstable Concoction. Can they turn this around? We do see that the Unstable Concoction is going to get jumped onto the PA. Meanwhile, the Doom's going to go down. RMN maybe in a bunch of trouble. The Irons are going out. Iceberg gonna escape. Is he gonna try and turn this around? But that is going to be a 1-for-1 right there. A Doom for a Tidehunter. Basically equal, probably slightly in favor of Goomba due to the fact that Doom can make a comeback in that sense. In fact, Doom right now is the highest farmer in the game, which is unsurprising since he's got a Midas and Devour. Second highest is going to be the Razor right now, sitting here on Aghanim Scepter, being able to pick that up, go for his BKB next. Silencer, narrowly behind that. He's got his own Midas and his own Aghanim Scepter, so even more silence coming out from the Silencer. Both by name and nature. And then we see the Alchemist and the PA. The Alchemist going for that mech, so it looks like he's going for a more supporty Alchemist build. Although he's still got 4k gold. Really not sure what he's trying to do right now. As we see, in fact, they might be going on to RMN. Can they get the stuns off? Can they get the crits? They're looking for the crits. They get one. Can they get any more than that? We do see the silence coming out. And it's going to be the Aghanim, Silence, and Bandit. Maybe in a huge amount of trouble right now. The multicast coming out. Going to be on the Ignite. But that doesn't really matter. As you see, RMN does manage to pick himself up a Haste Rune. Lucky little rune right there. Looks like he's going to be trying to pick up the Earthshaker right there. Gets a stun to one. Gets the right click. Going to pick himself up a killing spree. Nice double kill for the Alchemist. And they're going to go for a TO2 tower hill middle, coming out for Goomba. This Goomba is starting to gradually take a lead. But when I say gradually, there are 7.5k gold ahead, which is a very nice lead here, 25 minutes into the game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not unapproachable by any case of the day, but at the same time, still a very, very nice thing to do. As we do see that Rain is actually taking a whole bunch of damage due to that acid spray. As in, pro tip for both Life and Dota, don't stand in acid. Warning labels and that stuff for a reason. Either way, we do see that Exist is here. And he's doing pretty well farming right now. And he's basically keeping up with the Razor, although he did have a Midas. As in, Silencer is not exactly the greatest farmer in the world, especially considering he had a pretty difficult time in his lane. As we are going to be seeing, it looks like he's going for a refresher, as he's just going for a straight up refresher plus Aghanims. They want Silence to deal with this Duza squad, and they're just going to go get lots of it. In the meanwhile, we do see a possible smoke coming out here onto the Ogre Magi. Ogre Magi is going to spot this out, but he's going to spot it out with his face. Kind of like trying to hide in the trees right there. Can't do anything. The right click comes in from Tidehunter, and that is going to be another kill there coming out for Duza. So that's going to be 17 to 11. So very nice job right there. About a 1k swing in their favor. Are they going to keep pushing out? You do see that right now there is a little bit of split push coming out, and in fact Bandit may be in a bunch of trouble. Although he is pretty tanky-ish at the moment against an Alchemist, just because of the Blur is almost max level right now. In fact, it is max level. In the meantime, the rotations are going to be coming out. But you see the Doom is here. He's got his Aghanim Scepter. So this is the kind of place where they can start taking out the... ooh, this is possibly might be a dead Witch Doctor. Where it looks like that the Doom didn't want any part of that. Just kind of rotating away. Going to be backing up towards his secondary carry, so to say.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's kind of weird that we are seeing from Doom right now that he went and picked up a War Stomp from that Centaur, but at the same time decided not to get a Blink Dagger. Generally, you don't see that. As we see the RMN is just going to go TP away, back to safety. Everyone gets away safely, nice and sound. Now, if we have a quick look, the major item we're going to be seeing from this Duza squad is going to be the Refresher. If they can get that Refresher in good timing before the full effects of this Refresher on Silencer comes to apparent, then Duza should be in a good position. Having said that, this Silencer is going to have his Aghanims not that long away. In fact, if he sells its Hand of Midas, he should have it in around about 30 seconds-ish. Probably isn't going to need to sell it though. Going to keep it and get even more farm. While this is happening, we do also see Doom is farming up, and it's going to be interesting to see what his next item is. Obviously, a BKB is still in the cards, although he is going for that Aura Strat. I guess doesn't get the Aghanims, blink in on. It does make sense. It looks like he's going to be buying that as a Blink Dagger. There it is. That's what I was looking for Doom. Blink in, get the Doom, get the War Stomp. Make the enemy team cry. I'm talking about Blink Daggers. Earthshaker's nowhere near any. And Alchemist himself picking up that Assault Cuirass, lots and lots of minus armor, and even going to be able to farm up all these lovely, lovely creeps. Thanks to that illusion when he managed to pick himself up, and 30 extra gold per creep just definitely isn't a bad thing. And meanwhile, I do see possible initiation coming out onto Sheriff. Sheriff, that Aghanim Scepter doesn't really cool down, but he kind of blinks into damage. Limbo is going to end up going down right there, thanks to that thanks to the ultimate. And in fact, the silence means that he's going to end up surviving. No to die as well.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They do lose
bottom tower is under attack.
They do lose a top tower while that ends up happening, and pop a lot of ultimates to get it working. But at the same time, they did pick up a Razor. And the Razor is the main threat right now coming out from Duza Gaming, as the Razor is having a very nice time farming. I was talking about farming. This PA has managed to pick himself up his Battle Fury, but at the same time, not really been able to do very much, getting the deny off. Marley going to be coming in to help. I'm going to go for a gank here onto this Alchemist, but Alchemist could very easily counter that. As in, with the amount of damage he's going to be doing with this Assault Cuirass, are they going to go for this? We do see the stun going to be coming out. Is it going to be looking up stun? We do see the ultimate coming out from the Smiley as well. And this Alchemist will eventually go down. The mechs are going to help him for any moment. The crit going to seal the deal. Going to be a coup de grace, so to say. That's going to be a very nice move right there, as they bypass the Roshan tree. Tree of Wonder and Presence. And it looks like they're going to go for a Roshan kill right now. Now, right now, I don't think Goomba without the Alchemist can really go and initiate on this. They don't have the silence anymore for another 40 seconds. They do have a refresher silence though, so even with the Aegis, I do think that Duza are going to have a little bit of a problem trying to actually use it to take any kind of towers or pushes. If we have a quick look at the current towers, as in, right now there's still a tier 1 tower standing for Goomba, which is a very, very big thing in terms of map control. As they're starting to pressure down these tier 2s, the Aegis is going to go down with Phantom Assassin even getting herself some nice, lovely regen. But at the same time, even with this Aegis, she's going to need a lot of crits to be able to take down these teams in a team fight. If she can just crit like that every single time, Duza's going to be pretty happy. I didn't trying to go for his refresher, but Silence has already got his. And around about 600 gold, so I'm guessing he's going to be upgrading his boots pretty soon. It's going to be interesting to see which boots he decides to go for. Maybe a travel, maybe not. Either way, we are starting to see Goomba getting ready, as they are going to have one attempt at this Silencer refresher before the opposing team knows they've got that. Dark coming out. They do know where the opposing team is mostly, though there is a smoke coming out right now. Duza making their way forwards. They kind of know someone's there as well, but the smoke hasn't popped off yet. They can be rotating down through to the small jungle, and there is a silencer there waiting. If they can pick up the silencer before he gets off his silence and his refresher, this could be pretty huge. And we just see right now that everyone on the Goomba Gaming side is a little bit spread out, but they do have that tier 1 tower to TP to, meaning that this could very easily turn around if they decide to try and initiate on any of these players. And we do see it looks like they're going to go for the Doom right now. Doom might be in much trouble. We see the PA coming in, the stomp, the silence is going to be good enough to save him for a little while. We do see the Doom coming out onto Iceberg. He's trying to get away right now. The stun from the Alchemist is going to be more than enough, and this is going to be the first death onto the PA, but the Ravage comes out from the Rubik. Not the greatest Ravage in the world, but that's going to be a 1-for-1 right now, including the Aegis getting removed from the PA. PA trying to do the damage, trying to make stuff happen, but the stun onto Limbo.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He can't
is
limbo
under
that
attack.
lone. The stuns are coming out, but the ultimate from from the Smiley completely destroys the opposing team.
Got born in it. You're done.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
No, not the ultimate from Melee Creep. The ultimate from Smiley. The Wish Doctor is
Radiant's
doing the
bottom
damage right there.
tower is under attack.
And that's even not an
Radiant's
Aghanims
bottom
upgraded
tower
ultimate.
has
The
fallen.
Earthshaker coming in with the Echo Slam at the last moment. And
Radiant's bottom
I really am
tower
glad
is
there's not a
under
lot.
attack.
There's only like 7 or 8 people watching this right now, because that was. Yes, here we here at Rasmus TV know what we're doing. I even played a game of Dota once. Thinking before speaking is overrated. But enough about my terrible attempts at saying things and reading off the wrong parts of the screen. We do see that Doom right now, he's still got his Midas right now, 1.5k gold, and that team fight actually was a huge gold swing right there in favor of Duza. We just see that downward, like, little happy arch if you're a Duza fan.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Tier 1 is also getting harassed as well. They do have fortification for it, so it will be delayed a little bit before it ends up going down. But Limbo has his ultimate, he's got his Aghanims. This is going to go down at some point. Yeah, the Aghanims will get popped right there. Silence is going to go out onto Limbo, but every single time the Silence goes down, we do see the stun onto Exist. Perfect block right there. He is completely bowed. And he doesn't even have the Silence to try and help. Are they going to try and counter this? We do see a Bash maybe in a bunch of trouble. Going to get stunned up. Can they take him out before he gets up? Yes, he will be able to. We do see the Ogre Magi is going to get a nice Ignite off onto all the opposing enemy teams. And that's going to be a 2-for-1 right there. PA somehow going down in the background. In the meanwhile, Doom trying to jump forward. Does he have Doom of his own? Not for 60 seconds, but he does have his Blink Dagger. But Smile's a little bit faster than him. But Rubik is even faster, jumping forward, multicast for days, Gasha coming in, and Goomba says, you won the last team fight, we don't care, as we're just going to come forward and destroy Face without our Silencer ultimate. We do see the TPs coming in trying to defend, and this tier 2 is going to go down. They do have fortification to pop off, but at the same time, it's basically another 40 seconds until one of their main damage dealers comes back. We see the tier 2 tower taking a huge amount of damage, and they do actually pop the fortification, so if they lose... Ooh, the Ravage comes out, but Rubik steals it! Yes, he does. Rubik, he can blink in. He gets the Ravage onto all 4. Rubik, absolutely huge plays coming out from him. I really hope that his effigy is Rubik, because this guy is playing absolutely fantastic on him.
Tower is under attack.
EDE just going absolutely ham. I only think he hasn't picked up the Ravage once, and that was when he got caught in it. His positioning has been absolutely perfect. And my god, there's a reason why Goomba has picked up this hero twice. Because EDE truly is the grandest mages. And he's now also got a refresher. He's now also got, not a refresher, he's now also got a Ravage. We do see the smoke coming out. Looks like we're going to go for make sure that this Roshan isn't being taken. It is going to be up for another minute, though. Isn't going to be up for another minute at the very least, though. Although they could take out Maiden. This Tidehunter could be in a little bit of trouble. The ping's coming out. Tidehunter desperately trying to run away. He's got a little squid friend dragging behind him. Rubik's going to pick him up, dragging him back. And are they going to try and, you know, give up anything else other than this? We do see Maiden. He is going to try and TP out. No stomp. No stomp at all from the Doom. And that is going to be a nice escape coming out for the Tidehunter.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now, either way, we are going to be seeing here the attack onto this tier 2 is going to be pretty nice, because in fact they don't really have any fortification to do, and RMN has been bloodlusted up, meaning he's attacking like a boss. He's going to get stunned up for a little bit, but at the same time, all the big ultimates are still down. The Titanus is down for another 14 seconds, and this time Rubik doesn't even need to steal it. It's going to be down for 14 seconds. It's going to be up in 14 seconds as well, meaning Rubik's going to always have a counter Ravage, no matter what happens. Unless he gets nuked down before he can pop it off. Reduces smoke going to get popped off, and looks like I'm going to go for a 4-man gank right now. And they do this. Well, the middle tower is going to get denied.
Has been denied.
So that is going to mean there's only one tier 2 tower left. But there's only 3 tier 2 towers left in the entire game, as we have seen that a little bit of a comeback in terms of Goomba just doing the work. As the initiation comes in, the Doom onto Limbo immediately. Although I don't think he can really go for this. We do see the Ravage, Duza. It looks like they're looking to get the bait on. The Ravage comes out from Rubik. The stun as well. The stun is going to mean they pick up at least 1 kill right there, and at this moment, Maiden may be in a little bit of trouble. He is going to be able to get back, and, well, that was a Ravage for a Ravage right there, and Rubik's going to run out of his in a few more moments, so he's not going to have another Ravage for the next time, but still they picked up a kill for nothing, or for using a smoke, so still advantage in favor of Goomba. While this is happening, we are going to be seeing Silencer having okay time right here. Just continuing to farm up. He's got his Refresher, he's got his Aghanim's, although we haven't really seen that come into play yet. As we've seen his Silencer use the Silence used once, but never doubly so to get that to doubly long silence. Plus the annoying Curse of the Silent just being applied to everyone repeatedly. Now, while this happens, we are going to be seeing Razor right here. Looks like I'm going to go for a Roche right now, but they have got to be careful. They've got a Ravage up in Tidehunter, but that Rubik, well, the Rubik's been good enough that you have to assume that there's a very good chance that you'll give up that Ravage, the opposing Rubik. Meanwhile, though, I don't think they actually know this is going on the Goomba squads. They're a little bit naive to this Roshan going down, and that's going to be Phantom Assassin picking herself up her second Ages of the game, even getting an Abyssal Blade while we were talking about this, and the Phantom Assassin just really doing some very nice stuff right now for Duza. If we have a quick look at the golden experience, it is still in favor of Goomba, as they kind of had that huge dump and then won some really nice team fights, but at the same time, the smoke is going to come out from them, and 40 minutes in, 7k gold is no longer a big deal. Well, it is a big thing, but it's not an amazing deal. We are going to be seeing Duza slowly but surely creeping in through the enemy jungle. And Doom is in a whole bunch of trouble right now. The Ravage is going to get popped off instantly onto Chill. Only picking off one, but against a Doom, that is definitely worthwhile. And I don't even think Doom... Oh no, Doom does have a buyback.
Is under attack.
Either way, we are going to be seeing Duza. I'm going to go start taking down some of these tier 2 towers. This one in the middle is in a little bit of trouble, but it looks like I'm going to go rotate through to the top. There is a smoke coming out from the Alchemist.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But either way, this tier 3
tower is under attack.
Probably going to go down pretty quickly to this Eye of the Storm.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Slightly more lightning-filled cousin to Eye of the Tiger.
Radiant's middle tower
I'm
has
going to start just doing a little bit of pressure to the tier 3 towers. As there is a fortification, but just
attack.
look how fast this is going down.
Is under attack.
As the buyback does come out from Doom. They want to go counter this. We see the blade coming out from EDE. And the Alchemist just doing the work right now, right-clicking down. But at the same time, all his damage is being drained down. We see the Doom going out onto Maiden. The Silence, first one comes out. Does he have Refresher? Yes, he does. Is he going to refresh it? The second Silence comes in as well. Iceberg is in a whole bunch of trouble, but he's the one with the Aegis. And it doesn't really matter if he goes down right there. As you see, Tide already ends up going down. The Doom's gonna take an ultimate to the face. Gonna find another Silencer coming out for the Silencer. And that's absolutely huge right there, as now Duza are in full retreat. The Silencer just doing so much work. Bandit trying to get out.
Dire's top
A bash
tower
isn't going to be
under
so
attack.
lucky, and that's going to be 3-0 right there. We did see the buyback coming out from Doom, and that's absolutely huge right there. Are there any buybacks currently on the Dire side? Yes, there are. We do have the two cores, the main important heroes really have those buybacks. But at the same time, can they stop this push even with the PA? Well, we're going to have to find out right now. The Earthshaker is also going to buy back.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This tier 3 tower is taking a whole bunch of damage.
Dire's structures
The fortification
are
gets popped.
fortified.
The buybacks are getting forced.
Before I assassinate.
This is a very, very nice move there coming out for Goomba. As they just forced out those buybacks after winning that very, very nice team fighters. The silencer just timed his silencers perfect. Waited until the second engagement and then just went back in.
Almighty money.
Either way, let's have a quick look at how items are looking. We do see minuses are everywhere, at least on the Goomba side. 2 minuses in total. Alchemist not really got anything new. Ogre Magi slowly trying to work towards his Aghanim Scepter, but well, he's actually pretty close to it. It's around about 1,000 gold away, so there's a very, very good opportunity that he's able to pick that up pretty soon. The Rubik looks like he's going for his ultimate, his own Aegis, but he is playing that 5th position support, so it's very unlikely he's going to be able to do so. As we see them gonna pop his ultimate, and he's just nuking down this range racks right now. Just look at that minus armor doing the work coming out for Limbo. Creep's not going to be long for this world either. Reducing the stuns coming out, and Doom jumps in, gets to Doom onto Limbo. PA trying to go absolutely huge right now. The Ravage onto Maiden, but he stole it once again. He's going to be trying to jump in again. But he gets caught out this time. Very nice Ravage there by Maiden. This may be over right now. We do see 3 kills coming out right now. Are there any buybacks on the side of Goomba? No, there isn't. And that is going to be at least a set of racks, maybe even more than that.
Radiant's middle barracks has
The
fallen.
Alchemist does have buyback,
Radiant's bottom
but
tower
that's
is
about
under
it.
attack.
As that timing on the Tyrant, or a little bit unlucky for the Rubik who jumped in trying to get his ultimate off, but sadly, Maiden had the second Ravage up and ready. Ogre Magi is going to buy back. They're going to be trying to defend this tier 2. The ultimate's coming out. The silence from the silencer. Does he have refresher? No, he doesn't. Another 32 seconds, and in fact, Iceberg right now desperately trying to get away. Can the Ogre Magi be lucky? He does manage to pick up that kill onto the Earthshaker. So that is going to be only 1 set of racks and a tier 3 going down. And slowly but surely, they do manage to defend
Dire's
against
top
this
tower
Duza
is
onslaught.
under attack.
But at the same time, Duza, once again, it's coming down to that one team fight. But this time it's on the Duza side, as we do see that
Dire's top tower has been
although
denied.
Goomba has more gold, has more money, a lot of that is in minuses, and also the fact that at this point, gold doesn't really matter that much per se. Either of these two teams have the ability to take out the other. It's just simply a case of who executes better. And right now, Duza did execute slightly better right there. I feel the main issue is that they're just having to put so many eggs into trying taking out that Razor basket that if they don't take him out quickly, they drop the entire basket and the eggs break. And there's probably a meta, I'm not sure that's what the original metaphor meant. But that's how we're going to go for it now. We're going to be Satir and Goomba kind of sitting back a little bit. Although the opposing team knows exactly where they are, because we see, look at these wards. These wards are also very, very aggressive. They got complete control of the enemy jungle right now. As in, basically, they can't go past that line without the opposing team knowing about it. Or like that. Yeah, that second line's a little bit better, as we are going to be seeing. It looks like maybe another possible group up gank attempt coming out from Duza as they're kind of grouping up once more, trying to go on 5-on-5. As let's face it, these 5-on-5 battles have been working out for Duza, as they do have the better team, easier team fight lineup, which is why I was saying right at the beginning of the game that they've just got that easier team fight lineup, meaning that every single time it's all up to Rubik to steal that Ravage and get the perfect ultimate off. And don't get me wrong, Rubik has been playing absolutely amazing this game. He's got every single Ravage apart from one, which is just unheard of from a Rubik, because his positioning has been absolutely superb. But at the same time, sadly, you can only do so much against a Ravaged up, a refresher. I don't know, maybe Rubik needs to pick up a refresher himself, as we are going to be seeing the Rubik. A little bit of a smoke attempt coming out here. Not really going to find very much there, as the smoke is going to wear out, and turns out all these players on the opposite side, and well, they may have to get back ASAP, because this tier 3's, these racks, they are very, very exposed.
Radiant's
Already starting
bottom
to take a
barracks
little
are
bit of
under
damage.
attack.
Double damage.
But either way, we do see they're not really pressing the issue. We do see Duza, they do have that refresher ultimate once again. Doom is kind of forcing them back, although Doom has to be a little bit careful. Although I think he can go 1 versus 1 against the Razor. If he gets the Doom off first, he can go 1 versus 1 definitely. In the meanwhile, we do see Doom. He's going to have his buyback in a few more moments, so that all that gold he's got spent will eventually come out, as he looks like he is going for a refresher himself. Does he go for a refresher first, or does he save for buyback? That's going to be a very interesting question coming out from this, from the demon himself. If he goes for double Doom, will he be doomed? And meanwhile, though, have a quick look at items. Let's have a look at how the PA is doing right now. As we do see, not really very much difference. As in, the PA hasn't been having the greatest game in the world. As in, I say that, as in she's the highest farmer in the game. As in 7, 7, and 6, she does have that Battle Fury plus Abyssal Blade and 3k gold. Meaning she's mostly saving for the buyback in 50 seconds. And meanwhile, we do see a Roshan getting sneaked out immediately. It was a very, very fast Roshan. The silence also gets popped to make sure there's no kind of counter initiation. And they just get in, get that cheese, get the Aegis, and get out.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And meanwhile, we do see Edie kind of blinking into the trees. Desperately to get away, and Doom gets blocked up. Absolutely perfect. And the Abyssal Blade. Doom is going to go down right there. He does have buyback, though.
You're no great shakes.
But at the same time, he just really doesn't want to use it on buyback, because it's so much gold you have to give up. But either way, at this point of the game, as in gold doesn't really matter that much. It's more about using your abilities. And it looks like even though the opposing team has cheese and Aegis, they want to go use this and counter. As, you know, they want to at the very least force out this Doom buyback. If they can force out the Doom buyback, then they're going to be in such a good shape. A Limbo, is he going to use it? Yeah, we do see the Doom buyback is going to get popped out. Duza, are they going to rotate back? We do see the Alchemist going to pop his. Stun. Iceberg is going to dodge it with the BKB pop of his own. And have a quick look at how the BKB charges. He's all the way down only to 9. And he must have recently picked up that BKB, and it's on a 10-second charge. And meanwhile, the Alchemist, he's down to 7 on his. And they're just seeing BKBs all around on everybody. As the Earthshaker going to get a nice stun off. EDE steals the Fissure. Nice stuff there coming out from Rubik. This Rubik just... I hate to keep going on about it, but EDE has just been playing like amazing. Now, talking about amazing stuff, which Sector has is Aghanim Scepter. And that's really when the fun starts for the Voodoo Priest. There ain't no party like an Aghanim's party. Now, Rubik himself, nowhere near his own Aghanims. A little bit of a shame, but at the same time, we do see it looks like they're going to go for a gank here onto the Alchemist. Alchemist, he has been able to pick up his Demon Edge, probably going to be going for the crits. But he may be in a bunch of trouble. He's going to TP out, though. He's going to be more than fine as he TPs out, gets away. And it looks like they're going to be trying to go for the counter. This is going to be a little bit interesting right now. We do see they're all kind of moving in as a group. If they get caught out here, but it may be a 3 versus 3. As we do see the Doom goes out onto Iceberg. Iceberg getting nuked down.
No.
Instantly getting taken out. Lovely stuff right there. And that's a very, very big kill. Or they're going to try and use this to counter. We do see right now the Razor managed to pick himself up a Butterfly. And you got to remember, it is the Goomba side who have the Aegis and a cheese this time. Alchemist picking himself up the cheese. Aegis. Must have got used in that last team fight. No, it didn't.
Invisibility.
Oh, there we go. How am I so blind? I am not certain. I really didn't see that the first time. But either way, we do see the Sansa is going to be the one with the Aegis. And they've got to use it in the next 2 minutes. So it looks like they're going to be trying to push through mid. Just being harassment on top. And Doom is going to be a little bit careful. He's Doom isn't up for another 50 seconds. As Maiden has his Ravage. The stun is going to be perfect though, coming off the EDE. The Kraken Shell going to keep him alive for a few more moments, but Doom just goes absolutely ham right now, pressing here some right clicks. And he's just going in against Smiley. Smiley's pretty tanky right now with that Aegis Immortal. Not Aegis, with the Aghanim Scepter. But the final stun by the Silencer plus the Alchemist, and that's going to be more than enough to be able to get that kill. That's going to be a 3-0 right now. Goomba can smell blood in the water. They're going in for these tier 3s. They have Fortification, but they don't have Cheese. They don't have Aegis.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
That's going to be another kill there. Silencer taking down the
Dire's
Earthshaker,
structures
and just
are
look at how
fortified.
aggressive this Alchemist is playing.
Dire's
He's going to go for the
middle
tower on
tower
his
is
own. He's
under
got a
attack.
Cheese. You know, how can the opposing team basically stop him with his
Dire's
Chemical
top
Rage?
tower has fallen.
Not just
Dire's
chemicals, his
top
Chemical
barracks are under
Rage.
attack. Dire's middle tower, Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Now we do see the
Dire's
Alchemist is
top
going to run out of that
barracks has
eventually, but at the same
fallen.
time, that is going to be one set of racks, maybe two
Dire's
sets of racks.
middle
We do see
barracks are
Duza,
under
they're kind of
attack.
jumping up. The BKB gets popped out. Alchemist going to pop his fuse immediately, and the Doom is going to come out as a bandit, and that means he's got no survivability at all. We do see the Alchemist coming in. The Silence comes out. The Titans are just looking a little bit silly. Couldn't even get his Ravage off, and that is going to be a 3-0. The buyback's coming out. Can he get the Silence off? No, he can't, but David's going to come out in a few more moments, and we do see the Alchemist doing huge amounts of damage. Limbo desperately trying to survive, but the Doom is doing everything he can. Iceberg, he's going to end up going down. That's going to be everyone gone down. The two carries, they've got no buyback.
Dire's middle barracks
And the racks
has
are going to go
fallen.
down, and this looks like Goomba. They're going to be going
Dire's middle
through
barracks
into the winner
has fallen.
semi-finals, and that is going to be a Ravage that just isn't good enough. Alchemist will eventually go down, but at what cost? Well, the cost is going to basically be everybody on Duza getting taken out, apart from the Earthshaker. Earthshaker trying to go ham right now, but a bash. Well, he can't get enough bashes, and Chill. I don't think he's going to be able to get the kill, but not without some lucky crits. In fact, Goomba may need to be a little bit careful, but at the same time, the Alchemist just going to be able to take out this third set of racks, and there's nothing that
Radiant's
Duza can
courier
do.
has been killed.
Even the courier ends up going
Dire's
down.
bottom tower is under attack.
You do see the Echo Slam is going to get popped out. But at the same time, a bash. The Silencer immediately buys back. Maybe a little bit of a mistake right there, as this game isn't quite over yet, as I thought this would be a little bit more over than it actually is. But at the same time, we do see the buyback from the Alchemist as well. Looks like I'm going to go
Dire's
finish this
bottom
right now.
tower
This
is
is
under
basically an
attack.
all or nothing push, but all the chips are in their favor. And
Dire's
these
bottom
last two
tower
racks are
has
going off.
fallen.
The carries are still down. There's nothing
Dire's
they can
bottom
do.
barrack-
The Mega
Dire's
Rax
bottom
comes
barracks
out.
has fallen. The Radiant now have mega creeps.
And that, well, that right now, Duza, I'm not quite sure what they can do to come back into this at the moment. We just saw they came so close to jumping in, but a few sloppy pickoffs coming out from Goomba, and all of a sudden, boom, 12k lead. And Goomba now have all the racks down.
2 goes
Duza.
into 6.
They've got to somehow hold off for 50 seconds, get the double Ravage off. Tident needs to actually get his Ravage,
We'll
as we
take
saw some
that.
amazing silencers coming out from the Silencer using that Aegis. As the Tidents have basically turned up, then got instantly silenced, which was a real turning point in that team fight. And then, after that, they need to get a perfect double Ravage and just go for finish of Throne. As in, they can't go for racks, they just simply have to push through middle, go for Throne. That's all they can do. There are no other options in this game. Not anymore.
Regeneration.
And just look at right now, they're here on the Duza squad, they're having huge issues just keeping things going, but they are still keeping in this game. They know that they can theoretically win this with some nice comboed ultimates. While Goomba, they're just sitting back. They know that the creeps are not going to do most of the work. I think this is effectively a full-time 5-man job for Medusa to keep this going. As in fact, we do see the die. We see Witch Doctor denied Tident. Oh, that was weird. No, who did Tident go? Yeah, that must have been just the creeps doing huge amounts of damage right there. As the Titan is actually going to be down for another 40 seconds. They're going to initiate onto Iceberg. Iceberg's going to go down. The sun's getting popped. He is going to be able to BKB away. No, Doom is going to get... Well, Doom's going to get used now. He's going to try and kill Bandit. This Bandit's going to go down very easily. Will Chill be in return? Well, the Silence is going to get... Second Plant's going to get popped from the Silencer. Limbo doing a good job being countering, and Doom's going to buy back right there. Well, there's... Funny enough, the Alchemist has actually quite a bit of armor drained away, and the ultimate coming out from Smiley is actually pretty huge, taking everybody down right there. The BKB is being popped, and that's going to be a 1 for 2 right now. We do see the ultimate getting the fissure getting stolen by the Rubik. Going to get the fissure off into a bash, picking off another kill. Limbo going to be the last one remaining, along with Tidehunter. Tidehunter does have his double Ravage.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, and Gasha may be in a bunch of trouble right now. Although he's doing a pretty good job of defending and using his creeps to basically just do the work that he needs to. And just look at all these mega creeps. They're basically another army, and Gasha will eventually go down right there. Although he will eventually go down to the Tidehunter, it's going to take a little bit of a while. Do you see the Ravage being refreshed on the Tidehunter side? And they're just struggling to keep up with all these creep waves, let alone the heroes on the opposite side of Goomba. As this game is basically... It's never over until the Ancient goes down, but at the same time it is very, very close to it. Obviously, Duza, they really don't want to drop down into the lower bracket, so they're doing everything they can to keep themselves in this game, but it's going to be so difficult at the moment. As they're effectively just stuck in their base, and if you're stuck in your base, you can't stop this Silencer soloing Rosh. Roosh. Shield is going to come in and help a little bit. And just look at that damage just from these two heroes.
Roshan has
As that is going to be another
Radiant.
Aegis going towards Silencer. The She's towards Doom. Or at least towards Rubik, who will swap it over to probably Silencer at some point. Even picking up the Hand of Midas. And at this point... somehow, Silencer got the most net worth of the game. How did that happen? Well, when you're 14-4 and 17 with 342 last hits, that is a very good place to be if you're trying to get the most farm in the game. Either way, surely this last death push is going to be coming out from Goomba Gaming pretty soon, although they might just be waiting for the buybacks to come out. As at the moment, Goomba Gaming, they're one way to lose as they push forward, they get taken out by Duza. Duza push down middle while they don't have any buyback, they take out the racks, they take out the throne. GG, well played. That's the one way Goomba can lose right now. Meaning that if they just wait around about... well, 2 minutes. 1 minute and a half will be enough. If they wait a minute and a half, then go push, there's very little way that they can lose, or at least lose quickly. As we are currently 60 minutes in the game, 42-30, but the gold lead, 15k in favor of Goomba. Goomba just really taking that one team fight once again, and then taking out all the racks. As Duza, they're fighting onto the bitter end, but it is a little bitter at the moment. Obviously, whoever loses this, they aren't out of the tournament, because they're going to be going up against either House of Gamers or Union Gaming, two very, very strong teams. In fact, House of Gamers did actually end up losing to Goomba Gaming in the first round, while Union Gaming started in the lower bracket and first was up against Deadly Gaming team, who were not a well-known team. And then also they kind of got a default win against Not Today. So Union Gaming, this will actually be their first real match in the lower bracket, so to say. Now we are seeing some nice crits coming out from the Phantom Assassin, so if they can get the crits off, then maybe they can make something magical happen. But it is... everything is going to have to go their way for them to win this at the moment. Including, like, 100% crit rate. As we are seeing right now that surely the push is going to be coming out soon with the Alchemist. He's going to have his buyback in a few more moments. Doom is still down for 1 minute 30, or 2 minute 30s, but I don't think they need to wait that long, because that gives the opposing team enough chance to farm up their buybacks. We even see a gem on the Rubik, just removing all possibility of them pushing out on the map. as this game is slowly but surely... Well, they do have 2 minutes left to use that Aegis, so... Yeah, this looks like the push is going to be coming in pretty soon. We do see Doom... They're kind of pushing it all the lanes at the same time. Alchemist just kind of needs to join his team as he has managed to pick himself up an NKB as well. Just getting even more bash, even more damage. And it looks like the rest of Duza, they're going to be trying to get a nice pick off right here. But at the same time, every single time they leave the base, it's super dangerous. As I'm not quite certain what Goomba is doing. I'm guessing they're going to wait for Doom to have his buyback up. And then just go push and make sure they definitely can't lose. That's literally the only way that I could see them bringing this back. Well, the only thing I can see why they're not doing it right now. And really, as MVPs of this game go, although it isn't over yet, if the game ended right now, the MVP definitely is EDE right now. As in Goomba, just his Rubik play, he hasn't missed a Ravage. His counter Ravages have been perfect, apart from one, where they end up losing the mid-racks. And I'd say that this Rubik play has been the difference between them winning and losing, to some extent. Iceberg asking, what the hell? I think, why aren't you pushing? I'm guessing he'll start pushing pretty soon, considering the fact that this Doom is going to have his buyback in a few more moments. And then everybody on the side of Goomba will have their buybacks.
Illusion.
A little bit of talking between the two. Viewers are wondering why the enemy team isn't coming to finish it. Some lovely fun chat going between these two teams. Either way, this game is going to be hopefully over with this last final push pretty soon. Ish. As Iceberg, oh, they're going to be able to try and find him. We do see Iceberg might get caught out. This is going to be the telekinesis. A stun coming out as well. A Basho coming in for the return, and Gasha maybe in a little bit of trouble. Desperately trying to get away, and the damage mitigation is not going to be enough. As Phantom Assassin is going to pick himself up a very, very nice kill. As everybody now on the opposite team has buybacks. In the meanwhile, we do see Doom kind of pushing down on his own, and this is the issue at the moment. The Duza, even when they get a pick off like that, they just can't push out because Mega Racks. Mega Creeps are good or something. And it means that as we do actually see the Doom getting popped off onto Iceberg up here, he's going to end up going down. Is that going to be the sign for Goomba to start pushing up? Probably. Although we are going to be seeing a buyback on that Phantom Assassin right now. And just look at the damage that all these heroes are doing. And with the amount of minus armor, although it has come down to a lot of the skills used in the individual team fights, the itemization coming out for Goomba has been pretty good as well. And somehow Razor is still second. As we do see Smoke being picked up by Smiley right now. Kind of hoping for anything, or at least the beginnings of a Shadow Blade, but the Shadow Blade very, very far away. As Doom's going to come out. Ravage is going to come out, only going to hit one. Even stole it. He got the Ravage back, although EDE is going to go down eventually. The double Ravage coming out, and the buybacks are instantaneous from all the teams. And we see Maiden, the first silence coming out, the second silence coming out. And Silence are desperately trying to go 1 versus 1. The Doom is going to come out onto Iceberg, and the huge amounts of damage. That's going to be a dieback. Limbo. GG gets called finally. And that is going to be
Dire's
Goomba Gaming.
ancient
They will
is
beat
under
Duza
attack.
2-1 right now, including the third game being a 67-minute wonder.
Victory.
And we just saw there in game number 1, Goomba, they won a good team fight. We saw some good Rubik play coming out from them. They went in, put all the racks down, then the GG's called. The second game, Duza came back. They went up against a Spectre going up against Goomba on the Goomba side, and they just simply turned up and smashed that Spectre's face in. There was no contest as to what happened right there. The Spectre got no farm. He was the lowest farm in the entire game, even lower than the supports. And it just meant that when they got to the late game, Goomba had nothing. So they ended up losing game number 2, and then here in game number 3, again, two very, very good teams going up against each other. The lineups were good. Realistically, Duza should have won every team fight apart from one guy called EDE. EDE came in, he stole Ravagers, he stole everything he needed to, gain crucial pickoffs, crucial team fights won for his team. And even though the first set of racks ended up going to Duza, Goomba are the ones to take it 2-1, as they will go through to fight Aspera in the finals, while Duza will drop down to the loser semi-finals, where they'll be facing up either House of Gamers or Not Today. No, Union Gaming. Either way though, this has been Benji Casting. Do you enjoy what we've done here? If so, please go give us a follow on Rasmus TV, which is going to be either on Twitch TV, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you've missed some of these awesome games, the VODs will be on YouTube eventually. This has been Benji Casting, and I hope you all have an awesome night and a Merry Christmas.